Hello and welcome to another episode of the Best You interview series. It's Gary here again. Thank you very much as always for taking the time to tune in. And today I'm joined by Prerak Mehta, who is the founder of NetMafia, a web design and search engine optimization, SEO for short, marketing agency and a seasoned educator who's here to discuss his passion and mission to help businesses thrive online. Prerak combines his engineering expertise with marketing acumen, and he is based in Mumbai, India, and focuses on empowering businesses to achieve consistent leads through innovative SEO strategies. Prerak is the creator of popular Udemy courses that have attracted over 35,000 students, the two main courses being AI Local SEO and Google My Business, and the #1 WordPress Elementor Pro course, Beginner to Advanced 2024. I hope I got the titles correct there. He has a strong background in programming and development and now focuses on marketing to help drive business growth. Prerak is also an active YouTuber documenting his entrepreneurial journey and sharing actionable insights for scaling an agency. Prerak, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Gary, for the amazing introduction. I've been really looking forward for this podcast since a very long time. So thank you so much for having me here. And
You're very welcome.
it's great to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. So, very interested to talk a little bit more about your background and specifically your background that led to your business and why you selected web design and SEO marketing specifically.
So my journey, if I have to, answer this question, I think we'll have to flash back to 2020 when, I was 18 years old. COVID had hit just, worldwide, and India, where I live, there was a nationwide lockdown. So I realized that, times are going to be difficult from now on. At least while I was pursuing engineering at that time, my goal at that time was to get a job right after my college. So I was really looking to develop my software development skills and learn more about programming and coding skills. So I leaned towards online learning. I enrolled in my Udemy course, and that's when I realized that as much as a person can learn from these courses by enrolling in these courses by paying a sum of money for it, you can even teach on these platforms. And that got me thinking, that is that so easy to teach on these platforms? Because I had this impression that only university level professors and experts have to or have the authority and access to publish courses on these platforms. But as I started to dig deep into it, I realized that all you have to know is how to structure your content and be fluent in your communication, and that's all these platform owners look for. So I started asking myself that what's one thing that I can passionately teach about and that I know for sure, very confidently, I can answer any of the students' question. And the only answer that came to my mind was C++, which is a programming language, which was taught in our college curriculum. So for the next 9 months or so, I spent building this entire course. It was about 18 hours of 18 hours, yeah, I think 17 and a half to 18 hours of course content length. And I started scripting my lectures, how I would structure. I started learning how to edit my videos because I had no experience in all of these things. And while I was building my courses, I also learned about the SEO. That's the first time when I explored about SEO, because when you publish your course on the platform, you would want your course to sell on an autopilot mode, right? So
Yeah.
since you are not going to do any sort of active marketing campaign, SEO is more like a passive. Once you start ranking for the keywords and once your course starts appearing for particular keywords on the platform, you can pretty much say that sales are going to come in. So that's when I got gist of these different topics, and I was literally blown away by all these different aspects of building your own digital product. And as time went by, I published more and more courses on these platforms. I published courses on web development and so on. So when I published that course on web development, people from my known circle started offering me freelance opportunities to build a website for the business.
Yes.
So for them, it was like a digital business card, but I felt like it's more like a sales machine. If you have your presence online, it starts with a website, and website is more like a way to get clients, qualified clients, I would say, qualified leads. or I don't have to convince them. The convincing power is a lot less if they are coming directly through your website. And
Yeah.
in order to fuel this sales machine, you either have to run it through an active paid marketing campaign like Google PPC ads or Facebook ads, or you go via the organic growth approach, which is the SEO.
Mhm.
So that's when I realized that, web design and SEO both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I really love building websites and empowering different businesses to scale it online. And because technology is big leverage for people to grow their business. So if is this something that I can do to uh, you know to bridge that gap between the market and the supplier,
Yeah.
so I felt that maybe this is something that I love doing it, and I can do it maybe in the future as well. So again, I hadn't decided at that point when I was doing all these freelance projects that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I want to start my own business. It was after I started doing internships while I was pursuing my engineering. I realized that okay, now is the time. Like in my last semester, it's pretty much where any student decides whether they want to pursue their masters abroad, whether they want to get an MBA, whether they want to do a job. Business is out of the question because nobody thinks about it. It's very
Yeah.
volatile. But I think that as much as business is volatile, it's in today's time, I think being an employee of a company is also volatile. You never know when you're gonna get fired, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
so so I started I realized that okay, maybe this is something that I love doing and I can do it. At least I can give it a try. If I'm not going to do something, I'm never going to know how it's going to pan out. So I spent few months learning and developing my skills in terms of business, understanding the legalities of it, building up few SOPs and processes as to how I would onboard a client, how I would go in terms of my outreaching process and things like that. And after a thorough communication with my parents, they supported my decision. And it's very tough decision to start your own business and completely bootstrapped. And you know here I am. I have few clients working with us for both web design and SEO, and
Yeah.
the journey so far has been pretty amazing.
Fantastic. That's a fantastic story and quite the
I hope
journey
I
in
hope you
terms.
answered your question.
Oh,
I hope you answered your
100%.
question that why you selected web design and SEO.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did. I was just going to say there, it's actually quite the journey to be able to, as you're learning, to both learn what you're learning and then see and seize the opportunity at the same time to say, I wonder if there's something in this. And I think we should probably take a half step back for a second for people who don't know what SEO marketing actually is. To the layperson who's maybe non-technical, what does it mean?
So, as you cover in the very introduction of this podcast, SEO stands for search engine optimization. So, let's break it down in a very simple and layman terms. Just imagine that I have a broken tap at my home, and I wanna contact a plumber. I'm new to the area. I don't know anyone. So, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out my phone and I'm gonna search plumbers near me, or I might type my city name or my location.
Yeah,
And what I'm gonna see are the top results, all the plumbers and house fixers around my area.
yeah,
I'll see their Google My Business profile, and I might see their website, the reviews, and I will contact them and I will say that okay, can you fix this? I'm staying here. How much will you charge? And I
yeah,
get my job done. So the results that show up on the Google search results whenever you enter a particular keyword, and when your website starts appearing for those searches without having you pay any upfront fees to all of these platforms like Google or
mhm,
Bing and other, if you're not doing any sort of active marketing campaign and your results still show up, it is what we call as SEO.
yeah. Yeah, the opportunity to essentially advertise without advertising by using the right type and style of language and the right order and such like that to get yourself higher up on the list. Because I'm sure most people, if not everyone who is listening to this right now, has at some point Google searched something or Bing searched something, and then they have 850 million results that come in 0.7 of a second, and that's the SEO. The folks that are higher up there have done a good job of their SEO marketing. Excellent, excellent. So you do combine your engineering expertise with marketing acumen, as we had discussed just there. Can you share how that unique blend of skills influences your approach to your work, and then maybe provide provide an example of how that's actually provided enhanced results for your clients?
So, what I'd say is that when, as an engineer who has been, passionate about software development, um, you know, in software development, we learn different programming languages and we solve different problems on platforms like Lead Code. For all those technical people, they might be aware about it, but for those who have never heard about these things, doesn't matter. What I'm just trying to get to the point is that whenever we are thrown with any of the problems, because at the end of the day, code or your software is there to provide solution for the problem, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a bigger problem, you break it down into smaller problems. You work on the smaller problems, you find out a solution, and then you work on the bigger problems, and eventually you'll get a solution for that. So
Yeah.
I'd say that that concept is pretty much applied for SEO as well, because SEO is not like a one size fits all solution that I can just pretty much apply the same tactics which I used for a local business, and I can use the same tactics for an e-commerce business, or I can maybe apply the same tactics for the SaaS business.
Yeah.
Each and every business, each and every niche, depending on what kind of competition they have, the niche that they are in, the past marketing experiences that they have done, any form of marketing campaigns that they've run on their website, it
Mm.
all depends. So you have to make a tailored approach. You can't just create a templatized solution for every one of your clients. So
Yeah.
when a client onboards, when we onboard a client in a company, we essentially understand what their business is all about and what current problems that they are facing and how they are projecting the results post this marketing campaign. Because at the end of the day, it's marketing, it is, they are going to expect some kind of an ROI. They are not just doing it for the sake of it, right? So we have to understand that what kind of major problems that this currently they are facing, because right now the clients that we have, they have been doing SEO in the past, but
Mm.
still they haven't got the results that they expected. So what problems that they have, we dive deep into it, whether it's in terms of technical SEO, whether it's in terms of the on page or the off page, because these are the three main pillars of SEO.
Mm.
So we understand that, we break it down, the problems, bigger problems, into smaller problems. We work on those smaller problems first, build solutions, and then work on that thing and build out a strategy, and based on that strategy we work forward. So in terms of giving you an example, right now I can't, because we are still working with the client. So it wouldn't be fair to say when you are still working in progress.
Yeah.
Once it's done, I definitely have plans to publish case studies on it, on my YouTube channel, and definitely on my website. So I think that will be pretty good in terms of laying out, structure and showing our expertise in this field.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely don't want to give away any trade secrets, and you don't know if it's going to work yet or not, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's one of these
No,
funny.
it's not about secrets or whether it's going to work or not. It's about we project that it's going to work. But
Yeah,
what if it doesn't? So we have to be sure. And when we get the results, it's better to show that this is what we worked on. This is the we are gonna get. That's the reference.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
always best to show what you have done and not what you are doing.
yeah. No, I get it. I completely get it. And I was going to say there, my experience in web design. In fact, my last project as a project manager was helping to deliver a website for a utility company here in Calgary, and I've always been amazed at the different types and styles of processes that different people follow at different times. It's a very style based, depending on the education, the experience, and the preferences of the specific development organization will determine what the actual process is and then what the experience is for the people who are building it. And it's not, as you mentioned earlier, one size fits all. So when it was actually quite exciting for me to hear you say we take the bigger problem, we break it down into smaller problems. I mean, that's project management 101 from my side, the ability to be able to say, right, okay, what is it? Let's decompose it into a manageable chunk. We'll continue to build out those chunks and then you'll get the greater whole from that. So I would understand that, and I'm a non-technical guy as well. So that's great. So then back to your education part, which you talked about there, just in terms of the the building of your business and such. What do you believe sets your Udemy courses apart in the competitive online learning space, because it is very competitive?
Yeah, you're right. It's a very competitive zone, and still I've managed to, you know, get, I would say, decent amount of traffic and students enroll in my courses. What I'd
Mm.
say, what sets me apart and sets my courses apart from those who have a very big team, because to be honest, I never hired anyone for editing my videos or helping me with this content creation process for courses, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My brother, he's 6 years younger to me. I'm 22. When I started building these courses, I was 18, 19, and he was 13, I think. Yeah, he was 13, and he was the only one who told me that, I want to get experience in video editing, and I love how hard you are working. So I just like to help you out, and I would like to try, get my hands dirty on video editing. So I would love to help you out. So that's the only form of leverage and form of you know work that I've delegated, because unless and until you don't leverage other systems and other people, other technology, you're not going to get the best results. Still, in terms of getting the USP or the standing out factor would be that I've managed to combine different topics and enclosing it in a one, like forming a combo package, I would say.
Right.
So if I talk about my full stack web development course, you'd find different courses on just HTML
Mm.
or just CSS, just focusing on one particular language. Whereas
Mm.
I've covered everything from scratch, taking into account that a beginner, someone who is into the first year of engineering, and they want to learn and they want to develop their skills, because I was in that place and I had no resources at the time.
Yeah.
Because post pandemic, all these things started to, you know, just it took its pace and it started to escalate like crazy. Before
Yeah.
that, this wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So I started to, combining HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is the brain of a website, and then taking into accounts of advanced libraries and frameworks like React, which is the one of the most popular frameworks, front-end frameworks developed by Facebook, and back-end frameworks like Node.js. Because if you learn about all these topics, you essentially become not just a website master, but you can build a web application, just like how we have Netflix as a web
Yeah.
app.
Yeah.
It's when we install that application on our phone, it becomes a mobile app, and it requires other set of tools and technologies. But when we access on our laptop or desktop, it's pretty much your web application, and
Yeah.
they build it using these tools. So database and all those different things I just packaged into one. It's making like a no-brainer thing.
Yeah.
If they're going to get enrolled in this course and they're going to have a lifetime access to it, plus different project videos. Because let's see, let's be completely honest here. Students are not going to get any value if you're just going to blabber out and yap about definitions and just keep on showing how this particular code works, unless and until you show how it applies onto this project and build real world applications. They're not going to find any value in it. And
Yeah.
that's what I did. I
Yeah.
built, I have about 5 application projects that I have covered in my full stack web development course. One last one being is the entire full stack app, social media app. And it takes up like pace. You're at beginner level, so that's a really easy project. Then we move on, we learn different skills, we use those skills to build the next project.
Yeah.
Then we move on to other skills. So that's like a compounding skill building process, and you are learning at each and every stage. Other courses as well, like my Java data structures algorithm course, I just don't cover about the concepts and the fundamentals. I do that in a very basic layman terms, as even a 6-year-old kid would understand, because I have literally me saying in those lectures that breaking this down as if I were to explain a 6-year-old kid, and I explain those topics.
Yeah.
Also as to how to code and solve technical interview round problems, and solve all those questions. I've covered that in my lectures. When it comes to AI local SEO course, I have gone dive into and I've dived deep into using free AI tools, paid AI tools, and how to use them to our advantage in terms of getting some reasonable and very good amount of traffic, and the traffic which converts as
Yeah.
clients for your business. I've covered in detail. It's, I would say, my AI local SEO course is very polished. It's something that I don't think it would be any other course would be even close to it. I don't want to be sounding pompous or very overconfident,
Yeah.
but I've done my research before building that course, and that's why I can very confidently say, and I can back up my statement with that course being the highest rated on the platform.
Yes.
So it's not just me saying about it. Students love students love that course. They're finding immense value from it, and that's why it has about 4.9 stars out of 5 on Udemy. So I think
Yeah.
it does say something about it, you know.
Absolutely, and it's great to be. Don't ever worry about being pompous. It's great to explain facts, and it sounds like you've absolutely put a lot of thought into this. Obviously, a lot of work into this, and people are getting that benefit, of course, from it as well. And not only are you an SEO and marketing guru and an education guru, you, as I mentioned earlier, are a YouTuber as well. And this is, I personally am relatively new to YouTube, still trying to find out whether it's a platform that I want to continue on or not. But what are some of the impactful lessons and strategies that you've learned, and how do you see YouTube evolving in terms of content creation and consumption in the future?
Um, so this question alone has a lot of different questions. So I'll just focus on and break down those that big question into smaller questions,
Yeah,
and answer all
sure.
those, because as we talked about, breaking a bigger problem into smaller problems.
Nice.
So just one thing, uh, that don't stop posting on YouTube. I think YouTube is a great platform.
Yeah,
Um, I think I just recently I have been, taking my health very seriously, and I've been working out pretty hard, and I go on walks regularly. And
mhm,
while I'm taking walks, I listen to different podcasts and talking head YouTube videos, which are very educational and informational.
nice.
So I just yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw a YouTube video where the person who is a business owner was talking about how to leverage different things and how to scale in business. And in today's time, when we have technology and social media as something which is so accessible and so cheap and easy for everyone, I
Yeah,
think these code is the first thing, software code, and second is media. These are the two biggest leverage systems out there on the market,
mhm,
which business owners can take and use to excel. So I
yeah,
think no one should ever think about quitting on YouTube or Instagram or any other content creation platforms. Just persistence is the key, I would say.
yeah,
Coming to your question about how has my what kind of lessons I've learned, I would say right now I have about 194 or subscribers. So I'm expecting to hit about 200 by tomorrow, because I started posting content in the month of June, I think May 28th or June first week, something like that,
yeah,
this year. And it's about 4 months, 5 months or so. To hit the first 100 subs, it took me about 4 months.
right.
And the next 100, it is happening in the next month itself, in a span of
Mhm,
1 month. So you can see the curve of growth is exponent.
yeah,
You are not going to see any results initially, but the
yeah,
moment you start seeing results, it's going to be exponent and it's going to be crazy. So
yeah,
you just have to stick to it, the process to it. You have to be persistent. You have
mhm,
to show up every time. You have to stick to your schedule.
yeah,
Your viewers are not going to tell you when to post. You have to find a time, and you have to stick to your schedule. You can post, um, you know, I'm genuinely big believer in creating content in batch, because that is really a great productive hack. I can focus on my business as well and not to worry about every single day that, okay, next Friday is coming up, what kind of video I'm gonna post.
yeah,
So I have different ideas. Whenever I think of something, I hear something, I just note it down on my Google Notes, the I keep app on
yeah,
phone. I just write basic idea, one liner
yeah,
idea of the YouTube video. Then I start the researching process. So my channel is all about documenting. I am documenting my journey. Whatever work that I do in my company, NetMafia, I just document my journey and I just show what has been working for me and how it can help others. I'm not
yeah,
that kind of a person who just talks about by reading few articles and watching few YouTube videos and just repurposing those content and making my own. I'm doing all those things and I'm documenting my journey, and that's the intention behind creating my channel. I'm not a content creator. I wouldn't like to call myself as a content creator.
mhm,
I'm a business owner, and I'm just documenting my journey. And if anyone finds some value out of it, I don't find any problem. I like to call it as my work vlog.
yeah,
So in terms of learning impactful lesson, I saw one YouTube video from Ali Abdal. I'm not sure if you are aware about him.
no,
He's a
no,
really popular YouTuber.
right,
He has about 5-6 million subs, and he goes over the process of creating YouTube videos. It doesn't matter whether you are creating talking head style YouTube videos or like my kind of a niche where I'm documenting my journey.
Yeah.
When you have an idea, you first create a title, you first create the thumbnail, and you first focus on how you get the user's attention.
Yeah.
Then you go over how you promise, you deliver that promise, that the promise you made to your users and why they clicked. So you have to deliver on that promise, and that's your essential content. And within
Yeah.
that content, you have to first focus on the hook, which is the first 30 to 60 seconds of your video.
Yeah.
Because when you look at your YouTube analytics, and when you look at each and every video and you see where people are popping off, it will be in the first 30 to 60 seconds. That basically means that your hooks are not great. People
Right.
are not finding your content interesting. And so many people just like 10 seconds intro in their video, and I find it completely pointless, because that intro is not going to deliver on that promise as to why they clicked on this video.
Yeah.
If you can just give a glimpse of what this video is all about and why they should stick till the end, I think you can capture your viewers retention, and
Yeah.
your watch time will be really good. And I've been implementing that thing, and I'm seeing results good.
Yeah.
The kind of subscriber base I'm getting, the kind of likes that I'm getting on my YouTube videos. I just told you I have 194 subs, and one of my videos I've hit 1,000 view mark.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, and it's completely
Yeah.
organic. None
Yeah.
of my friends know about it. I've never even posted a single story on Instagram or shared it to my relatives. So all
Yeah.
those people are completely strangers. They don't know about it, and they just searched a few keywords on YouTube and they found out my content.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I've gone over how I first got my first 100 subs through Reddit and so. But again, it's about creating the entire workflow of YouTube video is to be title, thumbnail, content, and uh, you know um, I would say redirecting those users to your previous videos. So you don't have to end the video by saying that like, share, subscribe, because pretty much at that point they know the video is going to end. Instead, you end the video again with a hook, that
Yeah.
if they want to learn something more about related to this topic, they can click on these two videos. So that's like the end screen video.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the video, you go over your products or the services that you want to promote. And that's when, you have the highest retention, because we oftentimes skip when we know that they're going to promote something, and
Yeah.
it becomes pointless for the YouTubers. So I've you know gathered those hacks, and I've been implementing those strategies on my videos.
Yeah, I love it. And what it really does, I was taking some notes down there just as you were chatting, just to make sure that I'm doing what you suggested I do, and it really, hopefully, through just your explanation there, Prerak, that people understand that there's a lot to this. There's not it's not just kind of grabbing your phone one day and saying I'm going to record a video and push it to the
Exactly.
internet. There's thought, there's research, there's a process that you follow, doing it in batch so that you have content that can span over a period
But
of
but
time.
this only works on educational type of content when you have something really exciting to share.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is going to work on vlog kind of videos, or the kind of videos that Mr. Beast makes, or entertainment channels.
Yeah.
I don't know if this kind of strategy is going to work. But this applies for my niche, so I think it's working, and it's good strategy.
Yeah, that sounds great, and it's great to hear the organic and incremental growth that you're experiencing. So this is called the Best You, podcast interview series, of course. And what I'd like to try and finish off with here is you explaining one particular practice that you employ. You mentioned your fitness and your health a little bit earlier. Maybe it's around that, maybe it's not. That enables you to become the best version of yourself each and every day.
I'd say that just keep learning. There is so much to learn. I
Yes.
think when Warren Buffett was asked what's one thing that you'd wish you would had, he told that I'd wish that I would learn all the things that are there out there in the world, and just have that capacity and time, capacity of my brain to capture and gain all that knowledge, and time to learn all these things. So I think it's the best thing that anyone can do.
Yeah.
So I just keep on learning different things every single day. I have checklist that I have with me right here. You can see. I'm not sure if you're able to see this, but I have a checklist with me.
Yeah.
I go through every single day, and in my checklist, I have I break it down into two parts. First is all about my business work, and the next part is about my personal development. I don't like to neglect my personal development, so I focus on my health. I focus on my upskilling. So I learn new language. I'm learning German right now. I focus on social media detox. I focus on learning new things every single day. So if
Yeah.
I don't tick off that box, I'm not happy before I go to the bed. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that has been really helping me to become the best version.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I attend training courses and coaching and mentoring programs on my own. And one of the things that Tony Robbins says is if you're not growing, you're dying. And
Exactly,
it sounds a bit
exactly.
dramatic, but the sentiment in that I completely subscribe to that. I do. I completely agree to that. So this has been very, very informational and very educational for me. And thank you very much for coming on. Before I let you go, where can people find out more about you?
Just pull out your phone, go to Google, search my name, Prerak Mehta, followed by
Yeah.
NetMafia. I'm pretty sure my LinkedIn, my website, my Udemy, my Instagram will pop up and you can reach out to me. If you're looking to follow along my journey as an entrepreneur, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, follow me on YouTube. If you want to learn few actionable tips and tricks on SEO and web design, follow my YouTube and LinkedIn. I post reels and infographic posts over there, going over the how-tos and tips and tricks as to how to use different AI tools into SEO. My courses are there on Udemy as well. And if they want to, invest some money, it's not going to be over 10 or 15 bucks.
Mm.
So they're going to have a lifetime access to these courses. It's pretty cheap and a great return on investment. So they can
Yeah.
check out my courses definitely. And I have an SOP document uh, that I'd love to share it with the audience. It's like a gift to your viewers. It's like a 21-page SOP document that I've covered, where I go through how a business owner can apply all those tricks, and it's a detailed guidance steps
Yeah.
how they can use all those things into their SEO strategy. And if they are new and they want to do everything by themselves, they can go through the document, and it's completely free to access.
Terrific. Excellent. There's lots and lots of places to get in touch with you, and that's testimony to all the work that you have done in the early stages of your business. Congratulations, well done, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you so much, Gary. It was amazing being on your show, and I hope your audience finds some value out of it.
Hello again. Thanks again for tuning in to this episode, and I do hope that you found it valuable and gained some insights. I do have an ask for you. If you enjoyed this podcast, I would absolutely love it if you would connect with me on my socials, and that's at LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search for my name and do whatever it is you need to do there to follow me and stay updated with all the latest content, tips, and discussions. And for any more resources that you're looking for, feel free to visit my website, garygillen.com. And while you're there, you can book a free, no obligation 30-minute coaching call directly with me through the site. Whether you're looking to enhance your performance or tackle a new challenge, I'm absolutely here to help you succeed, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thanks very much again, and until next time, keep pushing towards your goals and getting better each and every day, my friend.